really at 23 or 24 years old, you start thinking, boy, this could be it. I got a wife and baby 6,000 miles away, and here I am ready to go up and get shot at.
If there was a day-to-day routine, and there really wasn't, but from a company strong point, our issue was to do the mine sweeps of the roads for the major traffic that was going back and forth there. And I say major traffic, it was a dirt road, but we would have to do mine sweep operations. We did ambush operations. We were fairly close to the Laotian border, and so we encountered a pretty heavy contingent of North Vietnamese regulars.
We were flying missions to keep the world at peace. Kurt LeMay was the commander of SAC at the time, and the world stayed quite quiet. Anytime the Russians would raise their arms, we loaded our airplanes with the weapons, and the Russians backed right down every time.
Oh, high respect for the enemy. I had two enemies, Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese Army. And I saw the North Vietnamese Army up close and personal.
The fearsome side of facing the Vietnamese as an enemy were that they were insidious, they were invisible, they seemed to be able to penetrate without restraint and restriction.
Again, I would repeat myself and say we knew we were keeping the peace. We knew as long as we had the weapon that we were pretty safe.
It's not the anticipation, it's not the desire and the hope that you actually encounter nor engage the enemy. It's not even the fear that you're going to engage the enemy. The real issue from the standpoint of a leader is I've got to do everything within my conscious and skillful power just to keep my men alive. We want to be back at that hill when daybreak comes.
I remember one particular young kid named Jimmy who had been shot through the neck, and with an ENT doc, I assisted on several surgeries and basically grafted skin to recreate his throat. He never really spoke during the whole time that I was there until the very end, just before I got out of the service, and that was a very joyous day for everybody.
I was shot up pretty badly. The first reaction, a lot of people ask me, what was your reaction when you got hit? And I had two reactions actually. As I hit the ground, it was, oh my God, I got shot. And I don't know how much time, and my colleagues here who have spent time in combat, but you still don't believe it's going to be you. You never, ever really believe that you're going to get hit. And so my first reaction as I hit the ground was, oh my God, I got shot. And I was appalled by that. I was almost, this shouldn't have happened. The other thing that people ask about is what does it feel like? And all it feels like is heat. I actually got hit with a machine gun. I got stitched, as they call it. And luckily it was from lower left to upper right. If it had been the other way, I don't think we'd be having this interview.
Whenever we used to get in hellacious firefights in Vietnam, maybe my guys thought I was nuts. Say, LT, what the hell are you laughing and smiling about? Well, I had this video that would come on, and it was all of the best times of my life prior to that point. And on Veterans Day, when there's a triggering event, Star Spangled Banner or whatever, that video comes on. And I remember people that I lost, people that are not 100%, and say a prayer for them and drive on.
When you're together in a unit and you really have nothing but each other, you learn to share and depend on one another. You tell your life story, you learn their life story. The people that I've stayed connected to, it's an experience that makes us different from others in the sense that we went through that together.
I'm extremely satisfied that I served and was doing something that was useful.
The Air Force was a pretty darn good place to be, and flying was just a marvelous thing to be doing.
I don't think there's much more honorable than service to country.
One of the greatest experience of combat for me was working with those men and those young men and 18 and 19-year-old kids that literally gave it all, and the respect and the regard that they have. Some of the circumstances that they came from were most remarkable in terms of how did you arrive in the Marine Corps, and what were you doing beforehand, and what are you going back to? I think one of the very interesting issues was when they were done with the Marine Corps and when they came out of combat with all of that dedication and commitment to the country, what were they going to head back to?
Got relatives that protested, and I came to understand what freedom means, and what I think I fought for, and that was the right for them to express and do what they felt in their heart was the right thing to do. Then it didn't calculate, but now it does. So I'm very grateful to the people that are serving today, that they're being received with open arms and gratitude.
Veterans Day is very special, particularly in remembering those that were killed and gave their lives, because during World War II, it was just a slaughter. So many were killed, not only Americans, but from all countries. And to me, that's the day we honor them and all those who were willing to serve this country and what they've given so we could be safe.
Veterans Day means a lot to me because it is the one day of the year that this country really stands up and says, thank you for your service. We should do that with everybody and anybody. We should remember those who are gone. We should honor those who are still living, who've served our country in many different ways.
From the standpoint of a continuing lifelong respect for young men and women who dedicate and commit themselves to the United States of America and its armed forces, they work hard. They do a great job. This is an honorable thing to do, and so I've carried and I hope influenced some in the course of my life that becoming a member of the United States Armed Forces and serving your country is a worthy and honorable thing to do, and I commend them to that task.
It's ultimately what sets us apart from a lot of different countries in the world. The freedoms we have and our willingness to defend them.
Thank you. Thank you for what you did.